If you want to explore, if you want to see the worlds, I recommend a nice video game. And the video game I'm recommending is a game that came out when the Xbox 360 came out. And you can probably get it for $5 at GameStop if you're dumb enough to go to GameStop. It is a Japanese RPG called Enchanted Arms. And I've been playing it on and off since I was 13. And I finally beat it, Scott, because of quarantine.
And how is it? You like it?
I need to tell you about this game. So, it's sort of like, the gameplay is sort of like Fire Emblem, where when you enter a battle, it's like a chessboard where you get to move your characters and strategically move them around to do different attacks, and that's what really compelled me. The story is as anime as you can get. It starts off, it's like a world combining technology and magic. And the main character, Atsuma, is in this Hogwarts-type school with a Snape-like teacher. And his friends, Toya, who is the typical anime stereotype of the reserved, intelligent guy who sometimes wears glasses, but not all the time.
With his 2 fingers, right?
He just pulls them with his 2 fingers, even when he's not wearing them. Because it's just a 4. I've done it. I'm guilty of that. And he has another friend called Makoto. And the thing about Makoto, which is so special, he is a gay icon. I have not seen a character in fiction as gay as this man. And I mean no offense. I have nothing but respect for gay people. I'm like 14% gay on my mother's side, so I respect the gays. But here's the thing. He's madly in love with Toya, and he talks like this, and his fighting combat is like a saxophone. He plays it. The thing is, it came out in like 2006, 2007, and this was even before, like in the U.S., gay marriage was completely legalized in all 50 states. So, I don't know, this is a big deal. This may have made me the more progressive person that I am, playing this as a stupid child.
You think so?
I think so. I think Makoto has shaped my life in more ways than I can give anyone credit for. It's Makoto that made me the way I am. So
this is like a turn-based JRPG?
It is, yeah. And another interesting thing, there's creatures called golems. And they're sort of like Pokemon or Carabons in Bomberman. Because, yes, Bomberman once tried to copy Pokemon. And you could get these creatures and level them up, but once you have a main party of 4 that are just the main human characters, the golems are completely obsolete, but it's nice to have. So anyway, let's see, what else can I say? The voice acting is atrocious. It's really bad, but it adds like a lot of character and charm to it. Like, you can put on the Japanese, you can feel better, but like if you want like the authentic, really bad nonsense from this game, I recommend you keep it in English. And so pretty much it's the 3 guys are in the high school, and they encounter this Devil Golem, which is like the super golem, not Gollum from Lord of the Rings. And she's called the Queen of Ice, and she beats the ever-loving heck out of the 3 cast. They get separated, and Atsuma meets a few characters along his journey when he's separated. He meets a princess called Karin. He meets her bodyguard, Raigar, which is like a straight man. And Yuki,
the only straight character.
The only straight character in the game, literally. And a cowgirl-looking little girl called Yuki who shoots people. Raigar has this giant anime sword, and Karin gets her powers through her leggings, I think. So
that's the hottest thing I've ever heard.
I know. She has water powers. She squirts on the enemies.
I see.
And so you make your way, and you go to all this Japanese dojo place. You go to the fields, the desert, the ice place, and you have all these great adventures with these weeaboo anime characters. And occasionally you meet this man called the Mystery Man, this very suave man who wears sunglasses. But Scott, I need to tell you, he looks very similar to Makoto.
He looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, but he has like this cool outfit.
How do you tell them apart?
And he talks smooth. Ooh, suave. He goes, "Oh, Bambina, hello there, and the mystery man." And he doesn't sound remotely stereotypically gay at all. And another thing, Toya is being mind controlled by the Ice Queen, so they have to stop that. So towards the end of the game, I decided to try to beat the game months ago, and I made it to the Queen of Ice, and it looked like she killed this mystery man. So it got personal. The mystery man is like my guy. He was the new Makoto. I loved him. So I was fighting her, and I couldn't win because she had these 4 enemies surrounding her that would constantly suck away my health and regenerate health for her, which made it impossible. And every time you killed them, every turn, they'd come back in full health. So I needed to grind. And because of this quarantine, I had the time to level up. And I spent hours and hours during quarantine leveling up. And I finally beat her. And I finally beat those stupid little things that suck the life away from you like leeches. And she got a super form, but it was easier than her original form. And in the following cutscene, you rescue Toya. Atsuma, the main character, is about to be hit. And the mystery man jumps aside. His sunglasses come off. And the biggest plot twist ever. The mystery man was the gay man this whole time, Scott. He was Makoto.
But wait, are Makoto and Mystery Man ever seen together in the same scene?
We assume that Makoto died.
But how did he live?
I don't know. And once his sunglasses came off, all the testosterone in his body just left, and he now talks like this, and like and then Atsuma, the main character, is like, "Yo, Makoto, why don't you like try to dress like a lady? And why are you dressed like this?" And he goes, "A lady would be ashamed to do what I did." And he's like, "That's why you were the way you were this whole time, this suave macho guy." And then he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm here for you, Toya baby." And it was this total character change, and then he reverted back to his old character. And then the final boss happened, and it was tough. It was this golem called Infinity. It was sucking away all my character's health, all my items, my resources to replenish my characters. And I died, and it seemed hopeless. I tried again, and I was down to one character fighting this final boss that constantly had one form after the next, harder and harder, and I finally beat it. And the game ends with a cutscene. They're at this festival celebrating the end. And it ends with Atsuma grabbing Toya and forcefully having Makoto kiss Toya. And that's the end of the game. You could say... You can argue and say that it's rapey, but I think it was very progressive for its time. This was before Me Too. Me Too. It was a very different time, back in 2006, 2007. And that's Enchanted Arms, a very strange game. I love the battle mechanics. It's very strategic, sort of like chess for dumb people. And it has a cringy story that you get kind of invested in. And #Makoto. That's all I have to say.
That... at first it sounds really politically incorrect.
Yes.
But then towards the end you realize that, wait a minute, they were onto something.
They totally were.
This is
bloody brilliant.